Hello, welcome back to Real Talk with Sean and Julie. Today, we're gonna talk about cover the ground a little bit on one-sided relationship.
Yeah.
You know, when you're in a relationship with someone and you feel like you're giving it about 80-90% and the other person is just giving 10 or 15 or whatever amount, but it's not balanced. It's unbalanced. There's one person that's keeping that relationship going and the other person is not. So we really want to talk about that subject today. By experiences, I just know people who are in that position as well.
Right.
And just what we experienced from our past.
Or it could be your son and daughter.
Right.
It could be even your friends.
Friends, yeah, or even a relationship with your boss. It's people that you work with, your employees, or just different relationships. You know what I mean? And a lot of us are putting in so much work.
Right.
So much of our time. Like time is so precious now these days. Like you got to be careful who you invest in, who you invest your time in, who you actually even let in your personal space. You got to be very careful. And when it comes to two-sided relationship, it's like, you know what I mean? You give all your all. You give everything that you have, and it sucks because the other person's not willing to give back the same way you're giving to them. Like I've been in a relationship like that, and it hurts so bad because, and I don't know what, I think it really starts with somewhere you're insecure.
Yeah.
You know, somewhere you desperately want love or need love or need to be, you know what I'm saying, you want somebody to fill that void in your life, or you just loneliness creeps in. You know, it's so many different things that cause that for people to put up with so much stuff, tolerate so much stuff that is not healthy for your character, your spirit. You know what I mean? And it's sad because it's true. We go into so many relationship needing stuff from the other person. When you don't receive that, when you're not getting it from your spouse or getting it from someone, you do have to develop eventually a personal relationship with yourself where you don't expect it from other people.
You really have to know you.
Yes.
Or because if you don't, then someone else is going to define you.
Right, that's it.
So you're allowing someone else to define you in a relationship, and that's not really who you even are.
Yes.
So your self-worth is based on another person's
the way they
belief.
treat you. And it's sad, it's true. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm like, that is where it's at in this world today. Everybody wants to be, and it's fine because we all want that. Everybody wants to be loved.
Right.
Everybody wants people to, appreciate them and love them and cherish them. But some of us have such low self-esteem. We feel like we need a man or we need a woman to feel whole, to make us feel like, if I don't have this person in my life, I can't survive, I can't live. I used to feel like that.
Yeah.
I used to feel like, oh my God, one of my biggest problems was loneliness. I was so scared to be alone. I was so scared to not have anyone in my life. So I would accept just almost any man. And that's kind of sad and it's scary right there, because when that loneliness hits me, I just, instead of me having guarding myself and putting up boundaries and setting certain things, standards in place when someone come in my life, not tolerating things, I end up putting up with that because the loneliness kicks in, and I was like, I just need somebody in my life. Now I just want to be with someone because I'm lonely. And a lot of you are in a relationship like that, you know what I'm saying? Because that loneliness kicks in and you just like, I don't want to be alone. And, and he's the only person I've been with. Also experiencing, because you've been with this person for so long, 10 years.
Right.
Oh, I can't see myself with nobody else. I can't see myself leaving this person. Some of you all also have kids in the relationship, and that's hard. That's the most difficult thing, I think, there is when you have a family, you build a family and you have kids involved. Now it's hard for you to leave that relationship that is toxic for you, that is hurting you, that is bringing you depression. If you are in a relationship and it seems like you're the only one who is encouraging, being there, putting your partner needs before your own, taking care of the family or cleaning and going to work and paying for things and getting this, and you're the only one who's doing that, something's wrong there. It should not be just you doing it. It should be your spouse doing it. And if you're the only one who can, have your spouse come talk to you, or your boyfriend or your friend or whoever you're with, you know what I'm saying, come talk to you, and you give them positive advice, or you help them to, help them in a situation, whatever they're in. But then when you need to go to that spouse, or you need to go to that boyfriend, or you need to go to that partner to get that advice, they can't give it to you the way you give it to them. And that's not fair, because you're the one who always giving. And when you find yourself giving all the time and not receiving from that partner, that's a toxic relationship. That's a relationship that's not, it's off balance. Yeah. It's not fair. It's supposed to be an equal thing. It's supposed to be, you be there for me, I be there for you.
It's supposed to be give.
Right, give, yes.
Give and take. Okay, I give sometimes and I want you to take, but sometimes you got to give to me too so I can take.
Right.
Because if the other person's giving it and all you're doing is taking, the one that's giving is going to get burned out. And you're wondering why the relationship's getting so rocky. Because, when you first are in a relationship and you were maybe, like she said, you had low self-esteem, low self-worth, well then eventually in maybe like 3 or 4 years, you start to discovering who you are. And now your worth is getting a little bit more valuable. You're getting more, your self-esteem is getting higher.
Yes.
So now you're not going to tolerate some of the stuff that you used to tolerate.
Right.
That person still sees you on the same level that you used to be. But now that you're growing, you cost a little bit more.
Right.
Your worth is a little bit more valuable.
So yes.
So you can't stoop down to that level that they want to keep you in, because you're trying to grow. Right. And they want to keep you at the same level that they met you 5 years ago. When you're in a relationship like that, it is toxic, because they're trying not to let you grow, because their self-esteem ain't even where it needs to be. They're looking to take advantage of you.
Right.
And it's got to be a give and take.
Right.
It really does. They can't always take advantage.
And people know when you're weak.
They prey on that.
They know when you're weak, when they can take advantage of you.
Right.
A lot of us, if we just came out of a relationship, or we going through some issues and problems in life, a loved one died or something, here comes the ones that want to use you, because now you're vulnerable.
They see your vulnerability.
They're seeing your vulnerability.
Yeah.
Now they kind of want to eat on that. And if they can, and you allow them to do that, they're going to take all the advantage they can on that.
And they'll just give you enough so they can prey on you. They'll still do some nice things every once in a while.
Just to keep you.
Just to keep you.
Right.
To get you to give them what they want.
Right.
They're only giving to take. They really are. They're not giving because they love you. They're giving because they want something from you.
Right.
So they'll give you just enough so they can get what they need out of you.
Right.
And then after that, just start treating you like... Even when they start treating you wrong, they'll say, well, you know what, if I do this, she'll forgive me or whatever, and I'll just do this and I can go back to doing what I was doing,
Right. It's so true.
It's all selfish. A person who always wants to take and never give is a selfish person. Yeah. And that's why you have to be really careful of relationships. Even friendships. Don't be calling everybody your friend. A friend is an investment.
Right.
A friend is supposed to be someone who you invest in and they're invested in back in you. That's a relationship. If there ain't a mutual reciprocity, like you said,
mutual. It's mutual. Both partners are doing it together.
Right. Together.
They're working that relationship out together.
Yeah.
Not one person doing one thing and the other one's not doing anything. That's not, no.
It's mutual.
It's mutual.
Yeah. You give, I give.
Exactly.
It's not always I give, I give, and you're receiving.
Right.
That's not good.
And not only that, there's some things that you give,
right.
and then they give, and then you give, and then they give. It's not. It's still. And yes, they're giving, but it's not given at the same level you give.
Right. That's not fair.
That's not fair at all.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to be in a relationship like that, because it's not. Eventually, I'm telling you, it drains you. It takes so much from you.
Right.
And then it changes your whole character, your whole identity, like who you are. You know what I mean? Somewhere you lose your self-respect.
Right.
You lose that self-respect. You lose that feeling secure. You know what I'm saying? Feeling like you belong. Because then now you're just desperate. Now you start to. It slowly you dwindle. Yeah. Your own personality dwindle because of all these people treating you. They're not seeing the value inside of you, and they're not treating you as valuable as you treating them.
Right.
And and I'm telling you that.
And the reason is because they don't see the value in themselves.
Right.
A person's going to treat you a certain way.
And not only that too, they are not. And it's not just the person that's treating you wrong. It's you allowing that person to treat you that way.
Yeah, because they don't see the value.
Exactly. But you have to put your foot down too. You have to tell them, no, I'm not going to be treated like that. You're not going to talk to me like that. You're not going to say that to me, or you're not going to sit up here and do that to me and expect me to be okay with that. That's not okay.
Yeah.
And you have to put your guard up. You have to let people know where you stand. That's what we talk about, boundaries and standards. You set those things. People know how to approach you. There's no way. My kids cannot approach me with no attitude and, talking to me any kind of way, because they already know my personality. I don't tolerate that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I put a guard up. I put a boundary up. I set a standard right there. Only so far you can come to me and talk to me a certain way. If I'm talking to you with respect, you best to believe you're going to talk to me with respect back.
And people need to stop giving their kids everything, too. You notice how we're always giving our kids everything that they want? We give. You want this? Yeah, I'll get this for you. You want that? We give this to you. But what are they doing for you?
Right.
Your kids are supposed to be doing something for you, too. They're supposed to be a blessing in your life.
Right. And that's the same thing with a toxic relationship.
Right.
Anyone that's giving more and you're not receiving it, it is. That's a toxic. That's not a healthy relationship.
Right.
You got to come together and work that thing out.
Right.
I'm not saying that some people do have to break that relationship off, because it's totally not. It's been like that for years, and it's damaging your character. It's damaging your mindset. It's damaging a lot of things in your spirit, and it's so sad because we don't value even ourselves enough to know that we deserve better. We deserve respect. We deserve people to treat us the way we want to be treated. Right. The way we're giving it out, we have to sit there and say, no, I'm going to receive it the same way I'm giving it out to you. If I'm sitting up here respecting my spouse and trying to make this relationship work by myself, because you do. When it's one-sided relationship, you're the only one who's making it work.
Right.
You're the only one who's making that thing stick together. It is you, the one that is doing everything in the relationship. You're the one who's keeping that relationship together. You're the one who's keeping the marriage together. You're the one who's keeping that friendship together. If it's just one person, but if it gets like that, you're just gonna have to separate yourself.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to leave that person. You're gonna have to separate that friendship. You're gonna have to, if you see that it's taking everything from you. And then on top of it, after a while, guys, you stay in a relationship with that, guess what? You end up start being like that person. You start grabbing onto his spirit.
Yeah.
Their spirit, the way they are, the way they act, the way they're doing, the selfishness, it start becoming your lifestyle.
You start doing
it to others. And you don't even realize that you do it. It start leaking out. That venom, that toxic start leaking out of you. And then you start getting that way and treating other people like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it, but you're in it. Because you've been in it so long, it's trapped you in there, so you can't see. You gotta let somebody see from the outside looking in to see what you're doing, because you're so caught up in it. Right. You don't realize what you're doing.
That's what it is. A lot of times you don't even know. Like you said, it does take the outside sometimes.
It does.
Like she didn't even know when I came into the marriages. The kids
was draining me.
They were draining her.
They were just like, Mom, because like I said, I was a single mom.
Yeah.
I was a single mom, so I didn't have anyone around. It's always me doing it all. I'm sure so many of you single women out there can agree with me. And I give single women, like I'm telling you, guys need props. You got the ones that are doing their business, the ones that are doing their job, they're raising these children to the best ability, and they turn out to be awesome. That's not easy. That is not easy right there. It's a hard job. And if you're doing it, you're doing a great job. I praise you. But that's what happened when he came into the marriage. My kids, them just draining me, just taking from me all the time. Take. And I couldn't see that. I couldn't see it until he mentioned it to me.
It was a rude awakening for the kids.
It
really was.
It was a rude awakening because they was mad because the fact that, wait a minute, you come and stopping this? Like I said, in a relationship, that's what happens. When you get in a relationship, you get a toxic and you put your foot down and you tell that person, no, I'm not going to be tolerating this no more. I'm not going to have this no more. You're not going to talk to me anymore. Get ready. There's going to be some attitude. There's going to be some manipulation just for them because they want to get their way. They ain't going to want to give up.
You might not even have to get rid of the relationship. They'll probably end up leaving you.
That's true. When they can't control you anymore, when
that's
they can't
what they want.
have power over you.
They want to control you.
Oh, guess what? I'm out. Peace.
Yeah.
I'm out. Peace because I'm going to find somebody else who's going to...
Who I can control.
Yeah. Who's going to put up with my mess.
Right.
And it is. And like you said, when he came into picture, the kids, them, like, they were just taking so much from me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And I didn't realize it until my husband really pointed out. He really opened up my eyes. Like, I just, you know what I'm saying? It's like, somebody got to say something to you, like you said, the outside person looking in. And seeing that, and I'm like, they were draining me so much, taking from me all the time, and I'm like, and I was just giving it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this stuff got to stop, because that's why I'm telling you, that's why when you feel drained and tired in a relationship, and you feel like, I feel like I'm the only one who's giving, I'm the only one who's doing this thing, making this thing work. No, you gotta step back and realize that you're the one who's investing in this relationship. It's more of you investing in it than your partner. It's more of you doing the things, making that extra, doing that extra work and trying to keep it together and trying to make this thing. A grown man, you should not come home and pick up a grown man clothes off the floor. Listen, you should listen. I'm serious, true, for real.
You know how to.
You got kids already. You don't need to be picking up his clothes.
Right.
You don't need to be sitting up here doing his laundry. I mean, it's fine you want to do it, but let him help you.
Yeah, at least help you.
And it's not just the man I'm talking to, women too.
But I feel you on that one.
But yeah, definitely.
I'm sorry, I'm pinpointing the men right now.
Right.
That's what's wrong with the women. Is they're having to raise you plant a seed and then you don't want to take care of it. You got all you wanted out of the relationship, but now there's kids involved. That's too much for me. I got to dip. I can't take care of my responsibility. Now it's too much value. Now I have to spend too much of my time, too much of my money. Nah, this is too much for me, so I'm out. Yeah, you're selfish, man.
Very selfish.
That's very selfish. That's selfish.
Right, and it's just looking like, well, you know, I just wanted to get what I wanted to get.
They got what they wanted.
They got what they wanted. That's it.
And I want to take care of nothing else. You invested what you invested in, but the investment got too pricey. And now that it's too pricey, you got to dip.
And then it leaves that woman to take care of them children.
Now look at that.
And man.
Is that fair?
Because there's some men in that position too that's doing their job as a father and taking care of the kids because the wife left, the woman left, the girlfriend left or whatever. And then the woman left with the kids, and it's like, what? That's not even fair. That's not even fair at all. It's so hard to raise children by yourself. But I'm telling you, but I see why you're going to have to do it by yourself, because they're not doing what they're supposed to do. They're not doing their job. People are not doing their job. They're not standing up to the responsibility.
Even when they have to pay child support, that's not enough. You just shoveling out money, you think that's taking care of your kids? What about you training them up the way they should go? You're not in any of that process. All you think it is, and you're tripping because you have to pay child support. Well, that's a small amount. That ain't even
nothing but a mom have to do. You ain't there raising that child. You ain't there when they're sick, when they're going through stuff, when they're crying on your shoulder and wanting, you know what I'm saying, wanting to know where daddy's at. You know, what happened to our relationship. You're not there to take them to school every day, you know what I'm saying, and see that they've succeeded in class, and you're not there reading to them and raising them. I mean, all the stuff that mothers do. You're not training the child up the way they should go. Right. So then you have one person that has to do that job because you backed out of it because you just...
It's now one-sided relationship.
One-sided relationship, once again. And that's what I'm saying. One-sided relationship doesn't mean that... Don't always mean that the person is in with you and you're doing it all. It could be, like I said, separation. The person left and you're doing it all. Or you're in a relationship and you're still doing it all.
Yeah,
there's two... That's what I'm saying.
You could be in a relationship.
You could be in a relationship and you're still the one-sided relationship. You're still doing it all by yourself. Right. And the other person is not doing nothing.
You might be in a marriage or where the person didn't leave the...
Right. Didn't leave the situation. You were probably in it.
But he's still gone.
But he's still gone because his presence, he's not doing it with you. They're not doing it together with you. Mm-hmm. That person's they're not coming back. Like you said, a mutual thing. You're not you're supposed to do it together. Right. Everything's supposed to be together. If it's not together, really question yourself. Really think about it.
I don't see that as any difference. What's the difference between you dipping and paying child support than you being at home and still paying child support? You think just because you make the money and you're giving the money to the kids and to the wife, that's all you have to do? You might as well leave and just go ahead and pay child support because that's all you're doing at home. All you're doing is taking care of the bills. Right. That's not enough. It's not enough.
It's not. And it's not fair to that person that
you have to help train up the child.
Right. Just really invest in your relationship. Step back and see the kind of relationship you have. And think about it and see whether you're doing all the work. Whether this relationship is really healthy. Whether it's, you know what I'm saying, and healthy as in, you know, like I said, everybody have the issues. We're not perfect. Everybody make mistakes. We all gonna make mistakes. Nothing's perfect. Yeah. But I'm talking about when you come to a point where you just getting drained and tired and you're getting weary and you feel like you're doing it all. When you feel like you're doing it all, it's not. There's no balance. There's no someone meeting you and helping you. You're supposed to get that help. That help me. When it's heavy like that, because you're not getting the support that you need.
Yeah.
You're not getting the help that you need.
You make an investment, you have to expect a return.
You have to.
Have to. Why would you invest in something to not get a return? That's exactly why you made the investment.
Right.
So even if your kids, your boyfriend, or your friend, it doesn't matter who it is. If you're invested in them, you expect a return.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't get the return, you close the account. You go to a different relationship. Because if I'm spending all my time with you and I'm trying to spend, I'm trying, and I see that you're not trying, I got to close this account. I got to go find someone else that does want my time.
Right.
That does like what I'm doing.
Yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate you for all the things that you're doing.
Like, you know, good advice that you give. Okay,
you want appreciation. You want somebody to appreciate you and know that the things that you bring to the table is valuable to them. I love communication. You may be thinking things like, oh, she knows I love her. Oh, he knows that I'm here for him and I'll be there for him no matter what. No, because you're thinking it doesn't mean that the partner's supposed to know. You need to verbally say it.
Yeah.
You need to speak it out. You need to let a person know that. They won't know until you speak something. Let them know that you appreciate them. Let them know that you appreciate what they do for you. The things that they bring to the table. Let them know that. That's the only way they're going to know that.
It's got to come from your thoughts to your actions. It
Right.
really does.
Right.
Love gives, not just in your thought process.
Right.
You know, I can think she's beautiful all that I want, and it makes me feel good and how beautiful she is or whatever. But if I never tell her that she's beautiful, how's she supposed to know that?
You never know.
I have to give it. Mm-hmm. She has to receive it, but I have to give it. You really do. When you're in a relationship and you never give nothing, and all you're doing is receiving, well, the giver eventually is going to get burned out because
somebody's going to get burned out. And it's going to be the one who's giving more. Yeah. It's going to be the one who's giving more. And that's, like I said, and that's what makes it sad, because either they're going to get tired and they're going to leave the relationship, or they're going to stop doing what they're doing, because then they don't feel like they're appreciated, and the things that they're giving out, you don't value it. So I'm like, why am I doing it? Why should I continue doing it?
And don't get mad at the person that stops giving, because that's selfish on you. That they don't need to anymore. You're not giving nothing in return.
Right.
So why are you upset at me if I switch friends? Why are you upset with me if I switch relationships when you didn't do what you were supposed to do?
Right.
You think you're just going to just take and never give? I have to go invest my time. I have to go invest my resources. I have to invest my all. I'm not going to pour into you anymore. I'm not spending no more of my time with you if I feel like you don't want to spend no time with me.
Right.
That's what it is. Everyone, that's another thing we're talking about. Everybody's too busy. Everyone has
time.
time.
I'm just saying, everybody has time. You can make time for... we all make time for the things that we really want, or the things that we really love. We make time for that.
You gotta make
time. You gotta make time for people. Time is so precious now these days. Right. For anything.
Yeah.
You make time for things that obviously pleasure you, that make you happy, that makes you, what I'm saying? You could take time to talk to friends. You could take time to just put on, what I'm saying, your cell phone for a second. And I can't stand that. When you with somebody, you're out in dinner, and then just on the phone, and you sitting there talking to them, that's so disrespectful.
Yeah.
That is like so disrespectful. That's what I'm saying. When it comes to us as a family, eating dinner together, all cell phones off, all gadgets is off. Everything's shut down. TV, everything. I shut everything down because I'm like, no. We're going to communicate. We're going to talk. We're going to get to know each other.
Right.
We're going to enjoy this food without you having to, when I ask you a question, and I keep having to tell you, put that phone away. Can I talk to you without you having to bury your head in the gadget?
Disrespectful.
So disrespectful.
That's why I say relationships cost. What's the cost of those relationships? Attention. You have to pay. That's a cost. Spend some attention to me. You have to give me attention. Right. If you don't give me no attention, then why do I feel like you even care anymore?
Right.
You're not caring about me anymore. You're not doing what you used to do anymore. So you saw me when the relationship was fresh and new. You treated me all good. It's like a new car. Like, you treat that car all nice. And you wash it all the time. You wax it. Let that car get a year or two old. Now there's fast food wrappers all over the place. The car hardly ever gets washed.
Right.
You don't care anymore. You don't treat it the same anymore.
Right. So that's why we just wanted to just kind of give you some, give you a little bit of insight of what we learned from our experience from toxic relationship that was not healthy for us. That we, that we just had to get out of. Value yourself enough to know that you're worth more than that. And you don't need to have somebody in life to be loved or feel loved. Find it within yourself first. Find whatever it is that you need within yourself, and when that person comes along, you set the standards how you want to be treated and let them know how you want to be treated. You know what I mean? In that relationship. So that's basically what we wanted to just kind of cover today was, toxic relationship. I hope it really helped you guys out there. And if you are in one, just try to work on it. Work on fixing it. Work on making it better. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have a relationship, just know who you are. Know what you want in life and how you want to be treated before somebody comes into your life. So you can have that standard. You can have that boundary there. You know what I'm saying? And you can prepare yourself so when you do get involved in a relationship and it's not what the person's bringing to the table, you can actually say, no, that's not for me. That's not what I want. Value yourself enough to know that you deserve better. That you deserve someone that will love you on the same level that you're giving the love to them.
And before we get off here, I'm going to be real too. You might be the toxic one. You might be the one doing all that stuff. You might be the one taking advantage of somebody. You might be the one that's always taking and never giving. You need to stop that. You need to stop always expecting to receive and never giving. That's not fair to your partner. That's not fair to your friends. Don't sit up there and just be a leech. Don't sit up there and just always taking and never giving.
Right.
Give that person a compliment. Give that person a gift. If they're always giving to you, stop it. Stop receiving all the time and start giving.
Right.
You need to give every once in a while. It's a give and take.
Right.
You might be the toxic one. We were talking about the other side, but some of you need to come to grips that you might be the toxic one. Your relationship's not that great. It's because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So you might need to look at that too.
That's good.
Yeah.
We just want to remind you guys, please comment. I've spoken to a lot of people and they've been telling me how much it's been blessing their life and how much it's been changing, and they've been watching it and the results that they're getting from our videos. We don't know if you guys don't comment. So we would really appreciate if you guys just kind of just put a little comment down at the bottom below these videos and let us know what it's doing for you guys, or if you guys are enjoying them or it's changing your life in any kind of way. That would really help us. Thank you guys once again for watching Real Talk with Sean and Julie. And I will be definitely going to see you guys in our next video.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. All right. Have a great one.
All right. Thank you guys.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.